Lesson 88, video part 2. Averages. Let's start off with averages. So, let me draw this out for you pretty quick. This is going to say start. And this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Color coordinate this. So this is going to be inches. And so this is going to go to 10. I'm going to draw a little ant here. That's going to say green. Next we have red, which goes to 7. Another little ant. Then we have blue, which is at 9. And then we have, let me get another color, orange, which is at 6. Okay, here we have, so this diagram shows how far different bugs are from where they started. What's the color of the bug that is farthest from the starting line? Green. What's the color of the bug that is closest to the starting line? Orange. So we're going to find out the average distance of bugs from the starting line. So we add the number of inches for each bug and then divide by the number of bugs. So say all the numbers we'll add. Pause the video. 10, 7, 9, and 6. 10, 10, 7, 9, and 6. We're going to add those together. So, what does that equal when you add them all together? Pause the video. 32. So, what number do you divide by again? Pause the video. The number of ants, which is 4. So, our equation to find the average is 32 divided by 4. 32 divided by 4, what's that equal? 8. Average inches. So, we figured out our average. Let's mark that on the line now. We're going to go up like that. There's our line for our average. You can see there are 3 inches above the average, and the number of empty spaces below the average is 3. The amount above the average and the amount below the average are the same. So if my average is 8, 10, and 9, that's 1 unit above, that's 2. So together that makes 3 units above the average line. 7 and 6. So you need to figure out the difference it takes to count to get to 8. 7 plus 1 missing unit is 8. 6 plus 2 missing units is 8. So together that makes 3. So there's 3 units missing from below the line and 3 units going over the line. So find part 3 in your textbook now. Pause the video if you need time to get there. All right. So these so in part 3 in your textbook, these are like the problem we just worked. Problem A, find the average distance for the bugs. So pause the video and work it. So you should have added 30, 18, 26, and 22. What's the total? Pause the video. The total is 96. Then what number do you divide 96 by? Pause the video. You're going to divide it by 4 because there were 4 ants. What is the average? 96 divided by 4. What does that equal? Work it and pause the video. The average is 24 inches. Problem B. These are just lines. You can see the length of each line. Touch line M. What's the length of line M? Pause the video. 16 centimeters. Pay attention to what the labels on the graphs. Touch line P. What's the length? Pause the video. 24 centimeters. So figure out the average of all the lines. So you'll add up each line and divide it by however many lines there are. So work the problem. Pause the video. Read to me the numbers you added. Pause the video. 16, 24, 20, and 12. What's the total? Pause the video. 72. What's the average length of the lines? Pause the video. The average length of the lines is 18 centimeters because you took 72 and divided it by 4. All right, so we're going to switch gears into parts of a group. We'll work the facts from word problems. We're going to write a letter equation for the facts. So let me get this written on the board. Of the buildings were tall. There were 21 buildings that were not tall. Were not tall. Do these facts give 2 names or 3 names? Pause the video. It gives us 3 names. Tell me what names it gives us. Pause the video. The names it gives us are buildings, tall, and not tall. 3 names. All right. So here's the rule. If the facts have 3 different names, you write the equation for the name that has a number. I'll say that again. The rule again is if the facts give 3 different names, just like this one, you write the equation for the name that has a number. So in this, which name has a number? Pause the video. Not tall buildings, because it says 21 of the buildings were not tall. Not tall gives us 21. So raise your hand when you can say the letter equation for not tall. Pause the video. All right. Tell me the equation. Get ready, go. 3/7 B equals N. 3/7 of the buildings were not tall. So we know 4/7 of the buildings were tall. So 3/7 of the buildings were not tall. The equation is 3/7 B equals N, because here it tells us 4/7 of the buildings were not tall. What's left over? 3/7 of the buildings were not tall. Here's another one. 2/7 of the cars were old. There were 15 new cars. So, 2/7 of the cars were old. There were 15 new cars. What are the 3 names it gives us? Pause the video. The 3 names it gives us are cars, old, and new cars. Or just new. So, we write the equation for the name that has a number. Which name has a number? 15. So, pause the video now and write out the equation. What's the letter equation? 5/7 C equals N. 5/7 C equals N. We'll do one more. Nine-tenths of the flowers were yellow. 6 flowers are not yellow. Ooh, there we go. So, what are the 3 names it gives us? Pause the video. Flowers, yellow, and not yellow. Which name has a number? Pause the video. 6 flowers were not yellow. Raise your hand, or not raise your hand, you can't, sorry. Say the letter equation. Pause the video. 1/10, because that's what's left over. F equals N. 1/10 of the flowers were not, that's why I put an N in there, yellow. All right, so find part 4 in your textbook. All right. For each item, you'll write the equation with 2 letters. Below, you'll write the equation with the number the problem gives. I'll repeat. For each item, you'll write the equation with 2 letters. Below, you'll write the equation with the number that below you'll write the equation with the number the problem gives. So, problem A says 3/8 of the children were eating. 40 children were not eating. What are the 3 names? Pause the video. Children, eating, and not eating. Which name has a number? Pause the video. Not eating. Write the letter equation for not eating. Below, write the equation with the number for not eating. So, read the equation with the 2 letters. Pause the video. 5/8 C equals N. Read the equation with a number. 5/8 C equals 40. Item B. 2/3 of the books are old. There are 24 new books. I'll work this one with you. I'll repeat. Problem B. 2/3 of the books were old. There are 24 new books. What's the name of what are the 3 names? Pause the video. Books, old, and new. Which name has a number? Pause the video. New. Write the letter equation for the new. Below, write the equation with the number for new. So, it tells us 2/3 of the books were old. There are 24 new books. So if 2/3 of the books are old, how many are new? 1/3 of the books are new. We're new. Now I gotta plug in that number it gave us. 1/3 B equals 24, because it told us that N equals 24. Problem C. 4/9 of the students were girls. I'll do this one with you as well. 4/9 of the students were girls. There were 360 boys. What are the 3 names? Pause the video. Students, girls, and boys. Which name has a number? Pause the video. Boys. Write the letter equation for boys. Below, write the equation with a number for boys. So it told us 4/9 of the students were girls. There were 360 boys. So I'm writing the equation for boys. If I know there's 4/9 are girls, what's my remainder? 5/9. 5/9, because overall I'd have 9 over 9. So I know 5/9 of the students were boys. And what does it tell us the number is for boys? Pause the video. 360. Just like so. This is the same as what you would see before in like way prior lessons when this would say B equals 360 in a box, and then you plug it in and solve. But we're just not solving it right now. We're learning how to write these out. All right, problem D. 2/5 of the animals were not eating. I'll repeat, problem D. 2/5 of the animals were not eating. 15 animals were eating. What are the three names? Pause the video. Animals not eating and eating. Which name has a number? Pause the video. Eating. Write the letter equation for eating. Below, write the equation with a number for eating. Pause the video and work the problem, or set up the problem. You should have 3/5 A equals E. You rewrite it as 3/5 A equals 15. Next one, E. Pause the video and work it. The equation is 1/10 of the eggs were broken. There were 27 unbroken eggs. What are the three names it gives us? Pause the video. Eggs, broken, and unbroken. Which name has a number? Pause the video. Unbroken. So pause the video now again and write out the equations. Resume when you're ready to check your answer. This is what you should have. All right, so this concludes the lesson for today. Your independent work starts now. So lesson 88, independent work. You have textbook, 5 through 11, workbook, 1 through 3. Remember to rewatch the videos, maybe even rewatch videos from prior lessons. A lot of this is starting to be review lesson after lesson. So just keep up the good work, make sure you're checking work, make sure you're doing all of the work because you need to be turning in everything. And remember, if you need a break, pause, stop. That's why I'm doing it in 2 different sections. Move on to something else. Maybe move on to reading or writing, or just take a little break before you move on or continue with this work. It's not like in class where you had an hour each time for me to teach you, you did the work. It's a little bit more lenient now, so relax, get comfortable with the material, practice it. You're gonna do great. Keep up the good work.